Hello, REtoken. This is our dev team meeting, week 51. This is DSign speaking. We got a great crew on board today. We got Yonks, Blurs, Mrs. Yonks, Crush, JM Luther, and Amy. Oh, wow, I just realized Amy now has a user on Zoom. This is incredible. Some great progress in the last couple of weeks here at REtoken. Just giving Amy a hard time. All right, so let's see. Is this the right card? I mean, this is the right card. That is the right card. Oh, here's the agenda. Unless anybody has some announcements they would like to make, I think it would be good if we just get right into the agenda. Going once, going twice. Oh, Yonks, I see you unmute there.
No, I was just gonna say that very excited about all that we're doing here and excited for the team. I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I just wanted to thank Dax for stepping in to lead the dev team on Saturday. He did an absolutely fabulous job, and looking forward to reducing some of the pain points. I love our live stream events. I love doing the airdrops and the current very rudimentary tokenomics that we have here at REtoken, and I'm looking forward to seeing some automation to make my life and the rest of our lives easier so that we can continue to bring quality content, make things fun, but most importantly, work towards increasing real estate investing for everyone, which is one of the things that we talked about in the light paper. But that's all I got. DSign, back to you, my friend.
Yeah, I want to echo that sentiment. I watched the video on YouTube, and Dax did an amazing job. And I'm excited also that as we get some of these pain points ironed out, it'll be easier for people to step into that leading role and take the lead on some live streams of their own. And we'll get to see other people and their style on the live stream. All right, so we'll just go ahead and jump right in then. We have a quick status update on the efforts that we made yesterday to get the website going. Yonks went ahead and opened up a ticket with Rose Hosting, and that's our VPS solution that we're using. We're still waiting on that. And Yonks, do you have an idea of when they might get back to us? I know that we're, in December, approaching the holidays. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear back from them for a while. But I don't know how they're working right now.
They've been very responsive. I actually fully anticipate that we should have RET.team online for the community call tomorrow night. And one of the other opportunities, and because yesterday during the ad hoc conversation that we had, I remembered at the very end that we do have a WordPress site that's online for Tokentown at tokentown.net. And that was an absolutely fabulous experience. We'll be talking more, and the POAP for tonight does have the WordPress logo. And my excitement about the what we were seeing with the functionality with Unlock Protocol with WordPress, we're really excited to see how that we can use that in 2022 to lay a solid foundation and create more opportunities and avenues to create more content and talk about, like whether that's ambassadors or whether that's bringing in-person events through like a meetup.com. I know that that's something that Tyler, Mrs. Yonks, and I are committed to doing in Colorado. There's already been some expressed interest in Chicagoland and some other key metro areas. And that's one of the things that we're looking to do. And at the tail end of this, at 8 o'clock tonight, we're actually going to be having our ambassadors team meeting. So really looking forward to some of the stuff there, and like the intro and the onboarding is one of the opportunities that I think that the dev team can bring some immediate value, because that's some new workflow that the ambassadors team is introducing, and we've already seen some yield from that as far as the higher touch, where we are seeing And we don't have a strong like foundation as from a numbers base yet, because that's something that we're just rolling out. But we'll talk about that at the ambassadors team, and maybe here later too. But I'll kick it back to you. That was way more than the nugget of information, but as everybody knows, I can ramble all day long.
Thanks for the updates and the segue and the rant. It was all good information. We have these Discord bots that you posted up here, and I want to talk about these in just a second, so we'll come back to these. Something that the whole DAO has been discussing a lot is creating this platform agnostic community. And we actually broke some ground recently. Just yesterday, we got a bot working, not on the REtoken server, but we got a bot working on the DAO hack server, which is kind of our like production testing server right now. And we have a bot that can seamlessly message between Discord, Telegram, and this other app that I haven't seen until I found this bot, but it's called Matrix/Element. I don't know if anybody has used that, but it's this really cool bot that allows people to sit in any channel in any of those 3 platforms and message each other. So you don't even have to have a user. It's set up in Matrix or Telegram. You can just be in Discord talking to Matrix and Telegram users from your Discord channel. Some really cool stuff.
Hey, a question on that. Is this kind of a plug and play, or do you have to set up a server for it?
You have to do a little bit of setting up, but the setup is pretty easy. You just need to make the server in each platform, and then you can individually set up bots in different channels on your server. So like we could have a bot carrying messages from the general chat on Discord to the general chats on the other 2 platforms, but not into the other channels, if that makes sense.
No, I know. Okay, we'll take this offline because I actually have a use case for that immediately. So,
oh, awesome.
But not for REtoken.
Oh. Okay,
well,
we'll talk more.
And maybe it'd be beneficial, D-Sign, if you could just provide a context as far as like the total amount of time that it took you to do it. Like you said it was super easy, so I don't know if you could provide a little additional context on that.
Oh yeah, here's how easy it is. I just nobody look at my search history, nothing to see there. Just going up to T2 bot. Just kidding. So right here it says bring your community to Matrix, connect your existing community to Matrix with our bridges, and I'm on t2bot.io. It's really as simple as just clicking on each one of these learn more buttons and then following the 3 to 5 instructions it has for each one. And it's pretty simple. Each instruction is like create the channel, use this command that prints out something, and then use a command with that information you printed out in the other chats to connect them. Super simple, crazy simple. Took me all of like probably 20 minutes, and some of that time was spent downloading Matrix. So
Okay, no, because a couple I was looking at involved compiling and setting up like your own server on like an EC2 or something. So no, this is awesome. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, of course. So anyways, that was a little bit of a segue, but not a segue, tangent. But anyways, all of this is in an effort to create this platform agnostic community, so people can hook into from wherever. And part of what the dev team is going to do in that effort is create these workflows and automations between things, so that instead of having to go to each platform and go to Google Calendars and set up an event there, and then go to Trello and make a card there, and then go to Discord and set up an event there, and go to Telegram, you get the point. Instead of having to do all of these individual things, we want to set up these automations to do all of it for us, so that there's one point of entry for everything that you need to do. And something that I needed help with to get the dev team going on this is we need to compile a list of all of the tools that we're using. And I went ahead and started
we
up
lost
a
you
list
for a
right
second.
here. So just to quickly go over them, I have Snapshot. Am I back yet?
Yeah, you're back. We lost you for about 5 seconds, at least on my end.
What was the last thing that you heard?
You just opened up the sheet. or the doc, and you're trying to talk about
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have this, I have the sheet here, and I want to compile a list of all of the tools that the DAO uses and their uses, and the dev team. And the other thing that I want to do after we compile all these tools is kind of think of a few flows that would be nice to have being automated. So for example, one of the flows that I've already looked into making is our event creation process. This has been a really big pain point for Yonks, because he's having to do most of it, or do all of it really manually. And just to show you guys what all goes into that, where's that checklist? Look at all of these things, all of these separate things that Yonks has to do for every meeting to get all of this together. We want to set up as much automation here as possible to make it easier, not only for Yonks, but for anybody else to pick up the torch and lead one of these events completely solo would be the idea.
Yeah,
and love design.
Right. And that doesn't even factor, because Mrs. Yonks, as most people know, led the new platform call the other day, and we're actively looking at implementing Mighty Networks or Circle. So when you're thinking about like a manual process, doing that right now just adds additional workflow to that manual process. So the goal is to make it very, what do you say? Easy, like where you can just go to like a app.ret.team and you put in your your event title and your description, and then poof, all the magic happens behind the scenes. Now we're a long ways away from that. And one of the things too that is from the content team's perspective, and I don't know if you saw some of that conversation about what was it, Tindy Shop, like, and I don't know if you wanted to go take a look at Discord, but they had something and it kind of caught my eye because I was watching a video about BitDAO, and then I saw that he had the timestamps, and I put a screenshot. I don't know if you could show that there, D-Sign, as far as the what's it called? And just do a search in the upper right corner for Tendie, TENDIE shop. All one word.
Tendie shop.
Yeah, and there's that thread right there, so you can just jump into that thread. And so this is the one that's got some, and I don't know if it's like some open source type of a plugin, but like adding our backlinks, and that's one of the things that we have talked a little bit about. And I know that that's kind of like Chinese for most people, but the opportunity for us to have, in some easier workflow standpoint, because like right now, the biggest piece of content that we're creating on a regular basis is our live stream. So I don't know if somebody wanted to take and see if could find what tool that Tindy Shop is using to facilitate their live streams. But, I'm a big fan of not reinventing the wheel, seeing what other people are doing. Tindy Shop is, they've got 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is, a pretty decent amount. It's a lot more than our less than 100 that we have here on REtoken. So putting some solid tools in place that can play an important component, especially if it's an easy to implement open source tool, since we are an open source shop here.
Any takers on this? I'm looking at the Tindy shop.
And this is one of the things too, where, we could do a 25 REtoken bounty for the research. And this is one of the things that we're trying to get better at, because we've put some of these research bounties out in the past, and I would really like us to see about elevating the game. I mean, we talk about content all the time, and the opportunity to do some research and then maybe put together a, some type of whether it's a piece of content or just like an executive summary or something that you can bring back to the team and say, yeah, this looks freaking amazing. We should implement this. And here's why, boom, 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 and just have some bullet points or something like that. And I wanted to thank Julie also. One of the opportunities that we have for either her or somebody else to do some post-production with our YouTube videos where we're adding this timestamp component. And that was something else that I highlighted in that Tindy Shop thread on our Discord as far as what that looks like. It's super basic, but that really adds a higher replay value, but then it also provides a SEO, search engine optimization component using keywords where those key moments are in the video timeline. So that's another opportunity, not necessarily related to the dev team, but it's related to like the whole Tindy Shop conversation, because I don't know if that gets done automatically or what that process or that tool looks like, but I would imagine it's a tool that Tindy Shop is using, but just a little additional context there.
And since we're looking at Discord, did you want to talk about these Discord bots that you have up here, or was that just kind of, since we're talking about this automation and integration effort?
Yeah, I will. So we've talked a little bit about the tweet shift, and like I think that this is just the thing where we need to get it implemented, and then that's another bounty opportunity. And like as we're working on developing the this bounty workflow, and like the opportunity, I'm really would like to see the bounties originate from the team captains and provide some autonomy for the team captains to, and the biggest thing with the bounties is that we need to be consistent in line with the REtoken rewards. So tweet shift is definitely one that, and we've done anywhere from 25 to 50 or 100 as far as the implementation of some Discord bots. And that's one that I think that we should just implement it and see if it makes sense. We will have some enhanced social media functionality when we upgrade Me 6. And that's, of course, assuming that nobody else can find a better, like, kind of multi-purpose, like one of the immediate opportunities that there was some conversation in the Discord thread about role optimization is we're hearing the feedback. We want to make the notifications as dialed in as everybody would like it. And one of the opportunities that we have is around our live streams. Like right now, when we schedule an event in Seshbot, we have been trying to get that to notify the right people, and the opportunity to create a live stream notifications that people can opt in out of automatically using some like emoji Discord role bot or something like that. Then that way, whenever we go live, then they would get the notification saying, hey, this live stream, because in the way that we have it set up, we've got that 10-minute window. So it provides a nice little time where people can be notified. And then if they don't want to get the notifications, they can just opt in or opt out at will with that, the Discord roles. And then as far as the CAPTCHA bot, that's one that has come up on multiple occasions. That's, as we potentially will get some more momentum, and we will absolutely be getting more momentum, because one of the things that's been in the pipeline is our Polygon ecosystem DAO grant, which is in our Gnosis safe as of a couple days ago. And that money is functionally earmarked to, provide some marketing for Tokentown, Colorado. So the opportunity of potentially getting a large influx into our Discord within the next 30 or 60 days from this marketing effort, because one of the goals of this marketing effort is to sell out our Tokentown, Colorado founding citizen NFTs. So putting some measures in place to alleviate some of the Discord DM spam. And that's one of the things that you've seen a little bit of efforts where we are increasing a higher touch component with that. I don't want to go off onto that. That's something that I'm actually planning a content series around, and I'll probably spend some more time around the holidays when we're not doing like normal type of team events, if that makes sense. So I think that like the tweet shift and the CAPTCHA bot, the Me6, that's just something that need to pull the trigger and upgrade to premium so we can start playing around with some of those other features. The integration and automation, that's there. I've seen that a couple people have signed up for the Airtable link. That's something that I put in the dev team chat. Airtable provides like a next gen type of backend database kind of capabilities. Because like right now, as most people may or may not know, we're conducting all of our line item stuff in a Google Sheets, and wanted to thank Mrs. Yonks for her diligent efforts on keeping track of the participation. That's a very manual effort, and that's one of the things that we're hoping to automate in Q1 of 2022. But the opportunity of like learning like a tool like Airtable, and that's one of the workflows. I already talked a little bit about the ambassadors, and the nice thing like about the improving the onboarding is that that's new workflow. So the opportunity of like putting in some stuff like to automate it, like we don't have to worry about disrupting the potential workflow or something like that breaking. So for those people and that want to learn more about some of these tools, I mean, we're all learning here together. I haven't used Airtable. I don't know if anybody else has, but it seems to be a very powerful tool. I do know that Mighty Networks has some inherent capabilities. So the opportunity to do some really cool stuff and have where we, and I like to say the KYC, a lot of the times that's referred to as know your customer, but we're a community here. So I like to call it know your community. So that's kind of a segue on the integration or Integromat or whatever type of a bot is. I think the other one that's not on here, and that's something that we've had some conversation about, is the one with Trello. And as that becomes an increasing component of our bounty board implementation, the opportunity of having some messaging there. So I think Trello may have one. I think there may even be with integration, and Integromat, I think has that. Zapier is also another automation tool that Mrs. Yonks has used specifically with Mighty Networks. So there's a couple different capabilities from an automation and integration aspect, because again, we want to make this is easy for everybody to be connected. And as we work towards, like Design was saying, creating this platform agnostic community, providing the information in a wherever people may be going to get that, whether it's on a website or in Discord or email or Mighty Networks, whatever the case may be. We want to have a consistent where people can get the events and the temp check type of process before it goes out to snapshots. So that's all I've got on the Discord bots. It's probably more than we needed to go, but I think that that's a fairly decent summation.
Hey guys, I'd like to ask a quick question before. I think we talked about it in the past. I think this is for Jason or for everybody in the team. So I know in the past, I remember in the past we talked about, we have I don't know, like more than 50 users or something, just sitting there, no activity in our Discord. So we were thinking of kind of resetting, everyone has to use Collabland or something like that. They have to literally join, rejoin the group again, or Discord or server again. So are we still, planning to do that before the year, or I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, and I think what you're alluding to, Dax, is to create more of like a gated entry type of experience. And I think that that's definitely something that we should look at incorporating into our onboarding workflow. And like, just for the benefit of it here, DSign, if you could close this agenda tab out and go to the templates board. It's the introduction bounty, and just pull up the workflow on that. So this is the one, and we'll be talking about this at the upcoming ambassadors team also. And the opportunity to potentially change this, because like I would like to see us collecting more information. Like I've been in some communities where, you know, you don't even get access to see any of the channels until you've like completed an Airtable form. And that's something that somebody that would like to see that from a workflow standpoint, I can provide a specific example so that you can kind of see the opportunity to do that. So our ability to collect some more information, like, you know, increase the, make it more high touch. That was kind of the goal of this workflow here, but this doesn't incorporate like changing, like reducing where somebody has to go through some type of process. And I don't know if we want that to be maybe like a phase 1.5 or something like that as we're working towards this onboarding quest, or maybe the onboarding quest might be like a phase 3 or something like that, where that onboarding quest could sit at app.ret.team. And then, you know, and maybe that's even something that we could just do as like a very rudimentary phase 1.5 or something, where we have somebody do some type of intake with Airtable. And then when they do that, that would be where we could grant them some more access to the Discord. So that's all open for conversation. And I think that the better that we can do making the onboarding experience high touch, and Bankless has that really dialed in. For those people that like some numbers, they put out a fabulous report. They call it like their first quest or something like that. And they really put some very meticulous numbers behind their first quest. And that's one of the things that they're constantly trying to improve, as far as, you know, the people that join the Discord, the people that complete the first quest and stuff like that. And on going back, DSign, on the agenda for tonight's dev team call, I had a bullet point there that was kind of talking about this, because like one of the opportunities here, and this is just me thinking out loud, I've brought up this idea in some other conversations as far as this.
Is this about the task force?
Yes, sir.
Can we pause and just go back to the tool set for a second?
Absolutely. Back to you, sir.
So I just have this list compiled, and I just wanted to go over it real quick and see if there was anything that I'm missing or anything else that, you know, even if it's a solution or a tool that we're not using yet, but somebody thinks that it's interesting and might be of use to us, that's something that I want to look into as well. And, you know, this isn't like a finalized list or anything, of course, but just a nice starting point. So we have Snapshot for governance. That's where we do all our voting. Same thing with Boardroom. And then we have Discord. And then we have this other one, Matrix. Kind of use it. The only reason that it exists really is to bridge between Discord, Matrix, and Telegram. We don't even have a Telegram at the moment. Jason, is that something?
We actually do. So the opportunity to put that in place is very much here. It's not,
I'll get the invite.
Yeah, it's just t.me/REtoken DAO. And that's kind of a segue, but there is an active poll, because we have the opportunity, thanks to Julie, DSign, and some other people that have boosted our server. We now have a fully boosted Discord server, so we have the opportunity of doing a vanity URL. So that'll make it super easy, and we put it forward. So go vote on that in voting proposal. But that was a little call to action there. So I'm going to go on mute, and back to you, DSign.
Well, that was a surprising revelation to me. I did not know we had Telegram. Let's see here. We also have Coordinate. That's the platform. I think at this point everybody has used it, but we're just using it to give tokens to each other and show gratitude.
Oh, real quick, since we had just spoke about the chat integration, and I can't remember exactly what channel that it was in that I made the recommendation of doing some consolidation. And I think that this is in anticipation of doing the bridge, the Telegram and Discord bridge. And the thought was to consolidate the chat live stream, which I absolutely love that functionality. And I know that some other people that have been using that, it's been absolutely fabulous as far as increasing the live stream engagement. And by the way, if you are watching our live stream, we do reward REtoken for the live stream engagement. And where I was going with that is that I thought it would be easier. And I know that Blur's Day loves some channel consolidation. So I thought that it would be great to just condense the chat live stream with the chat GM and just make that our mega chat channel that's for our live stream GM, Telegram, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of a proposal that I made ad hoc somewhere. I can't remember if it was in the live stream. I'll figure out where that is. But does anybody else have some thoughts on that so that we can just make a decision and then cross that one off the list if everybody likes that idea?
I'm on the fence, believe it or not.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that.
me a little bit too. I'm thinking that's why I wasn't unmuted yet. I was trying to decide.
The live stream can get a little noisy. I mean noisy in the sense like versus the general.
Well, we could take that offline.
Yeah. I'm really just going to disagree with whatever you say. How's that?
Hey, I love it. I would rather somebody be vocal and have some thoughts than just, let it be the Yonk show, because that's absolutely not what I want here. I love everybody engaging and fresh ideas, and that's how we all become better. Team together, everyone achieves more. So big proponent of the team.
Let's see, where did we leave off? So we also have Trello, Mighty Networks, and this is I know that there's some big plans for Mighty Networks between like us positioning ourselves as a content DAO. So I think Mighty Networks probably takes a little bit of priority in the sense of automating it if that's something that can be done. We also have Google Calendars, Zoom, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Meetup. I don't know how much Meetup is used. I personally haven't used any Meetup, but I think that there's a Meetup group set up for Colorado, right? Yeah. And then we also have GitHub and Gitbook.
Oh, sorry, Design. So yeah, we do have a Meetup set up for Colorado. Jason and I have been on the road so much that we haven't actually had any live meetups, but that is absolutely a goal for January and February to start hosting those, and also to create a model where any of you guys in your home cities, if you want to start your own REtoken meetup, we want to have a framework to support you on that. So yeah, it's absolutely a goal. We've been putting our live events, our live stream events on Meetup as virtual events, but we want to switch over to live here soon.
And one of the tools that we have talked about quite often in the past, it's just a lack of bandwidth, is MailChimp to facilitate the email communication. Because I think right now we're about 60 email addresses in our Google, and that's definitely an opportunity that we have to communicate in a platform agnostic manner with people that like to receive the emails. And one of the things too here for the people that are on, or for the people that would like to be more engaged, that do like receiving emails, the opportunity to potentially segue the team emails. Let me know, catch up with Mrs. Yonks and I offline as far as if that's something that you feel. Otherwise, if you would like to receive the Zoom link via email, also reach out to Mrs. Yonks and I will get you added to that list. The goal is to get MailChimp online as just a part of our content marketing strategy as we're working towards elevating our game, as far as our game being, becoming a real organization where we're communicating regularly with our community, our potential customers, because that's one of the things too, like our certificate program that we've roadmapped. We believe that that'll be a solid revenue stream. Anyway, wanted to make sure that MailChimp made the list here, because that's another opportunity for integrating into the whole DAO tool set, if you will.
Yeah, it's a good addition for consideration. Is there any other tools or services that people have in mind?
Yep. Hal.xyz, HAL.
What is that?
Integration. I'm not sure if what you're using for. Yeah, similar to your.
Is that the same as Zapier or, and Julie had mentioned Clubhouse.
Well,
is
so
Hal the same as Zapier, or is that something completely unrelated?
It's analogous to it. It's specifically for blockchain. It's free, and we're already using it for integrating Snapshot with Discord and Twitter. So when you see the Snapshot bot post in the governance, that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
maybe put Zapier as or in the notes or something, or put Hal XYZ Zapier alternative, because that way we know we don't need both.
Okay.
And Integro, Matt, too, is another one that's regularly showed up as far as providing a lot of integration capabilities. And I think that that's one that we have bulleted on the and the other big opportunity that we have is working with Bankless and their Degen bot. I don't believe that they provide I believe that they provide meeting accounting for Discord, and then also for Twitter Spaces, and the opportunity to incorporate the Zoom, because we're obviously using Zoom right now, and I don't necessarily anticipate that that'll change in the foreseeable future. There is an opportunity to potentially explore some other tools that meet that, but Zoom is just the Mac Daddy that has all the integration and the workflows and the APIs and all that WYSIWYG, magic.
Hey,
so,
Desan, can you go back to that list for a minute, or Jason, whoever's driving?
Yeah.
So did we put Clubhouse on this list already?
I believe we did not, but
I didn't see it.
Okay, so that was a good idea from Julie. And then as far as social media, are we doing Facebook and Twitter, or is that something separate? Are we looking at Trello? So are we tweeting out Trello cards and stuff? Are we done do that?
I was thinking of the only reason I had Facebook and Twitter on here was for when we did events and live streams, because we want those included in our integration package, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. And then do we need to integrate with Restream?
Yeah, I was just thinking that, because it's actually Restream that is the main facilitator for our live stream. So Restream. Yep.
But I was just going to toss out, just with respect to the asterisk, these integration automation tools do not necessarily overlap. Some of them have built-in functionality that are specific for Snapshot, like Hal, that Zapier might not have, but Zapier has other functionality that Hal and Automate might not have. So
is Snapshot considered a tool? Does that need to be on the list?
It's there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's the first one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna add this little amendment here. Thank you, Blurs.
And thanks for bringing up Snapshot again, because it just escaped my mind. We do have an immediate need for the Snapshot POAP, because we've got this POAP design contest for the REtoken relaunch. So we need to figure out how to incorporate the POAP plugin into Snapshot. So that's something that we did have a conversation for today. And I think, when did that get bumped to, Tyler?
Sorry, tomorrow at 3:00 Eastern.
Yeah. So if somebody from the besides myself, because that would like to drive that initiative, I'm gonna be on there. But somebody that wants to take that, and that's another bounty opportunity for either UDAX as the team captain or DSign as the team captain of the dev team to create for, you know, getting the snapshot POAP plugin and then providing some contribution as far as helping us to understand the timeline, because that's the biggest thing that we need to figure out as far as like the timeline on this POAP design contest. And the goal is to create a snapshot on December 31st, where anybody that received REtoken throughout the month can participate in this and receive a limited edition REtoken relaunch POAP at the end of the month. So that was some really cool functionality with, and we know we all love our POAPs, and thank you, Amy, for helping to create the events for the POAPs to, you know, make things more fun for us here.
Yeah, guys, Jason, thanks for that. That reminds me of Design. Can you add dgen bot with you know, for I would say like integration within Discord to distribute POAPs?
Thank you, Dex. Thank you, Design.
Thank you.
And on the degen, I think that there's even an opportunity for us to, and I spoke briefly about this, but they have a really cool NFT as far as, I think it would be a good diplomacy effort. We'll talk about that. It's not something that we need to float, but I think the opportunity for us to acquire the degen NFT on Mirror, I'll create a thread on that. We don't need to talk about it. There's too much other stuff here in December to talk about, but just kind of planting that seed. I think that would be a fun thing for us just to foster more diplomacy with Bankless on the degen bot specifically.
Gotcha. Taylor, just a quick question. I remember, you know, I thought you said 3 p.m. EST tomorrow. Is that for a deadline to submit POAPs or to decide when would be the deadline?
I don't know. So Jason had actually brought that up. And originally we were planning on doing the bank at 3 and the POAP at 4, and the bank took a little longer than we were expecting. So we moved that call to tomorrow at 3. So Jason, did you want it to be the deadline, or are we voting and announcing a winner? Are we extending a deadline? I wasn't quite sure what we were doing there.
It's just to get some more parameters, because I mean, there's not really been any conversation as far as what we're going to have that contest look like, and as far as just getting it all structured. It's been very ad hoc right now, and this is the opportunity to get some alignment as far as how that we're going to execute and deliver the contest, as far as, because there's a couple different components. I mean, this is functionally a project. It's not something that we've done before. We haven't used the POAP snapshot plugin. We haven't facilitated the design contest using snapshot. So it's just to get everybody on the same page as far as the timeline. There's already been interest, I think, to extend it. I'm very pleased with the entries that we have. So like the question that I have is, when do we need to have the design finalized for what we're going to use? I mean, because like if we create the snapshot on December 31st, do we have to have the POAP finalized, or can we add that, you know, because we have a lot of different knobs that we can tweak on these snapshot proposals, like when the snapshot ends, for example. So if we have it run a week or 2 weeks, that might put us to the middle of January. And if we don't have to have the POAP design finalized by December 31st, then that might provide a little bit more runway to extend the contest. So that's just kind of having some more understanding as far as, you know, the different components with the different teams and stuff like that. Does that provide a little additional clarification?
I think for everyone in the team, if you haven't seen the entries for the POAP, please go visit it and do a like if you like the design, so we kind of get a picture of, you know, who is the running winner. But I'm sure we're gonna have a voting for that, just for fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what we're going to talk about during that upcoming meeting, is just to put better parameters around that. I mean, I put some very easy to follow steps as far as how people that want to submit an entry. And like, one of the things besides the conversation is that I was going to create a specific video just saying, hey, we've got this awesome content, like a super short video. And that's probably one that I'll do after have some more information from this particular team. So just to, again, provide more opportunities to engage the graphic designers, because, the opportunity to invite people to contribute more and have fun with us here, that's what we want to do, right?
Hey, where's that? Where are those POAPs posted, Amy?
I can't find them either.
It's under REtoken.
I think it's under the word POAP, right?
Yeah. So go there to bounties too.
Yeah.
And it's the POAP design contest thread right there.
I see.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The entries are really nice. So go take a look at it, guys.
Yeah, and we even have some like lightning bolt ones with some. That's one of the things too. If you didn't know, POAPs do support like animated, GIFs. So the ability to have them like, and I think the next one's coming up is the lightning one that's got the animation on it, and they absolutely do show the animation. Yeah, click on the.
Wow,
There's the lightning.
This is cool.
Right?
Show your talents, guys.
I know.
These are awesome. I can sit here and scroll through all, but I'll do that later. So last thing that I wanted, is there any other tools before we go on to the last thing that I wanted to cover on this page? It's a pretty exhaustive list, but I know we could add more.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few Discord bots that we might be missing, but it's not consequential right now.
Yeah, call it collab land, but that's one that
oh yeah. That's a really important one too.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we're gonna only have more opportunities because we're talking about introducing like a REtoken initiate, and I'm putting out initiate. That's not something that we've finalized on, but like after somebody goes through this onboarding quest, the opportunity to obtain a NFT, aka like a ERC 721 token, and then we're also talking about the founding 1K club, which is would also be another ERC 721 NFT token to create again and just enhance the overall community experience with the token gating and stuff.
Hey,
Seshbot.
Jason, Seshbot for sure. And Teresa had a comment on YouTube that she was chatting with somebody who developed an app to email NFT holders. That might be something cool for the future, potential integration with MailChimp, or if there's like a more blockchain friendly thing, that would be good. And then also if we're talking about bots, I don't know if any of you guys are in Blackfire server Galaxy Coin, but he's got some really cool functionality that talk about current Bitcoin and other currency prices that are bots. So those are low priority, but I just thought they're really cool and fun. And I just thought they were interesting. They add some interesting elements to the server. And then, do we want to look at Carlbot at all? That's been brought up a couple of times. I'm not sure if it's going to make sense or not, but I thought it was something a lot of them use.
Every time that I've looked at Carlbot, it has a different pricing. Like I think that's one that categorically falls in the monthly recurring, and I think it has a lot of overlapping functionality that you get with Me6. And the biggest benefit of Me6 is that it provides more of all-in-one type of functionality, and it has the opportunity of just paying a $90 lifetime fee, and then you don't have any reoccurring costs. So that's kind of the thoughts on like Carlbot versus Me6. And I did go through the exercise of like reevaluating, like specifically for the live stream notifications that we're talking about having implemented here, hopefully pretty soon. But that's I did do a little additional research, but and I'd encourage if everybody too that's interested in that sort of thing to take the initiative. We do have a thread about Discord optimization. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's there. I think it's under the dev team threads, if I remember correctly.
Which one were you looking for?
The Discord optimization thread. That's for people that are interested in those conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I just want to chime in with the time check.
Yeah, we're
Ambassadors.
a minute over. I just wanted to touch on one more thing real quick, and this can, everybody can just say it and I can just write it down and figure it out later. But here's a couple actions that I thought of that need automation around them, and I know there's a lot of them out there. But if you have a chance, go ahead and add to this this page. You can get to this page by going to the dev team Trello, clicking on this look into Trello integrations. I should probably change this name, but I won't, just so people don't get confused. And then there's this Google Sheet attached to it. And when you click on it, it opens this page for you. And everybody that has access to this Trello page also has access to this Google Doc sheet. Yonks, you had some things that you wanted to talk about with the task force.
Yeah, we can curb those to the ambassadors team call coming up here.
Okay.
It overlaps there equally as well.
Well, in the interest of respecting everybody's time, that's about all I wanted to go over today. Unless there is other things that we need to go over, I am ready to call this call.
Well, and looking at that list of tool set, I don't know how I feel about like keeping it super simple, but I think that we have done a pretty good job as far as minimizing, because that's one of the things that can happen very easy is tool creep and scope creep, and like too many tools, and the tools that we've got, we've been very diligent about minimizing our monthly reoccurring costs. And I appreciate Blurs as far as really, having a diligent eye for that, because he's probably seen tool cost scope creep too. It can start adding up $10 here, $20 here, $50 here. And before you know it, you're a small organization and you've got $1,000 a month of recurring costs.
Yeah. And as far as, keep it simple, we're doing a lot of things here at REtoken, and that's kind of why we need all of this. And a lot of this is for content. We're also doing the live streaming, and that's not something that a lot of DAOs do. So if you're out there and you're looking to start your own DAO, try not to be too intimidated by this huge list of tools that we use. It's certainly not all necessary to get your DAO going. All right, well, I think that about wraps things up.
Thanks, Design.
Thank you, Design.
Great job,
Yes.
Design. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today.
Yep, and we'll be on. I'll have the Zoom with the ambassadors here in just a moment. So thanks, everybody. We'll see anybody that's on the ambassadors team. We'll reconvene here shortly. Thanks all.
Thank you.